Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.
to this month's meeting of the Pairpoint Park Stakeholders Advisory Committee. We have our quorum present. I'm Steve Jones.
Ann Hohenberger.
Amanda Kelly.
Bill Campbell.
Mary Tebow.
Welcome, everyone. Is there any public comment? Hearing none. Let's move on in the agenda. The draft minutes. Are there any additions, deletions? I'll entertain a motion then.
I'll move that they be accepted as presented.
I'll second.
You know, out of formality, I'm going to abstain because I didn't get a copy of the minutes.
They were in.
They're attached to
They're-
the email.
Yeah.
They're
So
not.
No, they're
You had to
not.
click on it.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You had to click on it at the
Pam
attachment.
printed it for me because I can't
she may
print
have-
off of the.
She may have missed it, but it's there.
Oh,
Another
Jen.
one.
and I'll allow her to introduce herself.
But abstaining is perfect, Mary.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Jen Martell.
totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jen, there's a motion and a second on the minutes.
I
Is
will.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Very good.
Who's
So
taking
moved.
minutes today?
My next question. Ann, you're taking minutes? Thank
I'm
you.
trying.
Thank you very much.
That's great.
Major topics, who makes,
Hey, Steve.
yes?
Oh, there's
Oh, Dev!
Yeah, this is Devin. I'm in my car. I am listening while I am going to be driving in a moment, but just letting you know the NOAC room. I don't see you all. I hear you, but the screen image, I don't see anything. Otherwise, I am here listening and participating as needed.
I think if it's not XTV, it doesn't necessarily.
So I'm ignorant as to exactly how the Zoom here might work. However, you can hear us, and that's adequate for participation.
Here,
We can see
you guys are now.
Yeah, and you're.
Yeah, now, yeah. So
Oh, you can
someone
see
in the
us
back
now?
end
Oh,
just
okay, yeah.
probably.
You can,
Heck yeah.
you
There
can
we
see
go.
my bald spot, which is all my head. So introducing yourself, Dev?
Yeah, so Devin Scarrett.
Very good. We just approved the minutes, and I was just giving instructions very briefly. Main topics, all you need, and who is the person who proposes a motion, and who seconds it, and then you can say, how much it passed by. Because Dev is on via Zoom, if we have a motion, it will have to be a roll call vote.
Okay.
Okay. Other housekeeping items.
Well, we got one
Yeah.
more.
Oh, Maisie.
Easy.
So sorry.
So you introduce yourself?
I'm Maisie Sanderson.
Maisie, welcome here.
Thank you.
So Maisie, I am going to ask Nico that you be elevated to voting member permanently. And for the balance of this meeting, since we do not have the full committee here, I'm making you a voting member.
Awesome.
Deb is right behind you.
Or over there.
Or over there. Over there.
We lost his
Yes.
face.
Yes.
Awesome.
And my regards to Keith Whitehouse, who is unable to attend. He has health issues, and my thoughts, and I'm sure everyone else's thoughts are with him as he goes through a difficult period. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, the select board approved 3 items. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Amanda, in no particular order. Very much for presenting
Thanks.
with me. It went over very well. The select board approved of the concept and theme, Shady Bosque. They approved our solicitation of grants. Nico says, and more grants. And they approved our solicitation of and receipt of donations. We're going to talk today about donations, so we'll get there. What they did not approve was the CIP budget item, because they said that's not the time and place for it. They directed us to work with Melissa Roy.
With whom, please?
Melissa Roy.
Oh, okay.
So Melissa is the assistant town manager. And I met with Melissa last week. The items that you need to know about that meeting is a very convivial meeting. There are a couple takeaways. First of all, our strategy of a phased project is very much appreciated. And in fact, maybe our only route forward. Next year is going to be a very difficult year for any CIP budget item. And it is far from certain that we will get our CIP budget item approved. That is the hard truth. However,
Is there a reason that it's more difficult than usual?
yes, federal funding has been frozen
Okay.
and state
That makes sense.
grants have been frozen,
Yeah.
and the town
Yep.
has other CIP budget items which are, according to some people, very important.
Critical.
And, I'm making light of what is a very serious situation.
Yeah, some of them are critical. I
Some of
know.
them are critical. And I'm just going to turn and say to Nico, did I misrepresent anything there?
Yeah, I would just say that it's very early in the budget process, but I think that it has to go through, the CIP has to go through its process. The department heads are still going through their budget needs. The Budget Recommendations Committee, in fact, starts their work next Wednesday. Doesn't really start in earnest, though, until mid to late September. The Planning Board needs to see the CIP. I mean, it would be premature to say that it's not going to be included or that there are others that won't be included. I think what Steve's trying to say is realistically, day by day, everything changes
Yes.
in the country right now, and ideally, something can move forward. But I think we're still very, very early in the process for anybody to say yes, it is, or no, it's not.
So, can you clarify though, when you spoke with Melissa, did she agree to put our item forward?
It's still too early, and
It's too
we're
early.
still working
Okay.
on it internally.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So that question just can't be answered right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
What she encouraged us to do, when I say us, I mean me, was to research land and water conservation fund money, because that is not frozen.
No.
I am going to meet, if Amanda can join me, next week. We're trading emails with Corey Stevens and with Melissa, trying to nail down a date. We don't have one yet, but Melissa put forward that she would like to meet with us next week and go to the next step. The other item, I want to stress the strategy of don't ask for everything at once very much is appreciated. I've said that once, I'm going to say it again. I don't think we would have gotten
Hey,
it.
Steve,
Yes,
this is Devin. I'd like to ask a question briefly.
yes.
Yeah, so I guess I just, because I need to go back I don't remember exactly how the rest of the board, select board meeting transpired, but what I'm trying to to figure out is what else needs to get figured out for this to move forward? Is this really like we need to figure out, and the committee is charged with making sure no stone is left unturned in terms of the funding possibilities? Or was there anything else about the design, the specs, the approach, or anything else that we had done in the proposal that would stop it from moving forward as a CIP item? Is it really just about
It's just about the money.
other funding?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Jen, one thing I'm supposed to ask you is how you arrived at the figure of 40K. You mentioned in the meeting that there were 3 methods you used, and it was an approximation, but if you could email me those 3 methods, and then I can discuss that with Amanda, Melissa, and Cory.
Can you share that when you get it, please?
Sure. Yep.
Great, thanks.
We'll need a general project description, a rationale, and an operating budget impact. That's the same for every CIP budget item. It's a small paragraph. I'll work with Amanda if that's okay.
What are the points?
General project description. This is for every CIP budget.
Right?
Yeah. And they have a form, and you have this much space.
Okay, and what's the second one and the third one?
Rationale. And an operating budget impact. So the operating budget impact is 40K minus donations.
Question.
And- yes.
Ongoing maintenance, upkeep, et cetera, costs, is that part of the?
No.
Good.
No. No. Okay. I will mention in passing that at that meeting, Melissa, I'm turning to Amanda, Melissa suggested that we get select board approval for a web page for fundraising. That we have to be careful in how we create that page. Bob Glowacki can't be used for that.
He cannot?
Cannot.
Makes
Because,
perfect sense.
yes.
I understand that
yeah,
entirely.
Yeah. So.
Can you explain that to us?
Yeah.
The town can't condone and try to fundraise for it, and Bob works for the town.
Right.
Oh,
So we
okay.
need to do it as a separate entity.
So it's a conflict.
Yes.
But we're an
But we're
entity
not.
of the town.
But we're not, hasn't been approved by the voters to do anything. It's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
he can't ever, it's with every budget
So are we
season.
fundraising as
He can do
individuals?
education, but he
No.
can't
We're
do,
fundraising as a committee
right,
of
but
the town.
Yeah.
Bob can only do education. That's his charter,
Oh,
right? So he
Yes.
can do an educational piece or for the police station.
Yeah.
He can't do anything pushing for the police station.
Got it,
Because
okay.
the residents have to decide,
Right.
and all they get is the facts. They don't get pushed at by the town.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't think of the words right now, but
Similarly,
yeah.
Yes, and it's the same for the park, and he does as you know, a bi-weekly and.
Yeah.
Everything he does has to be
Just
Park,
mention it,
Of
mention it.
course.
Do
And,
something.
you know,
Of
say
course.
this is what the select board authorized, but he can't ask for donations. Or
Okay,
can't work
so
on,
point
can't,
us-
he
point
can't,
people to fundraising.
we can put on a web page, but Bob cannot work on that.
Yeah. Okay.
So can I just clarify with Nico, do we need to come before the board to ask to make a page?
Yeah, well, I don't know that you need to come before the board, but I would start with working with Melissa as you have, because we do have a social media policy, and we have to be careful what the town seal goes on. For instance, like the Conservation Commission has a Facebook page that's managed by town staff because and it's got the town seal. There are other committees that have wanted to do a social media page, but it didn't fall under what the policy was. So any time that the town seal is on there, it's an official town document, and the reason that policy's there is just to protect right to know and RSA and making sure that we're not putting something out there that we shouldn't be. So I don't know that it would necessarily have to come before the select board, but certainly I would start with Melissa, and then depending upon what you want to do and what you're trying to achieve, I mean, it may have to come just for an approval. But as we were talking about earlier, if it's an approval for something like that, you don't all necessarily have to come before presentation. It falls under permits and approvals. But I'd certainly start with her and then go from there.
Perfect.
So with respect to that, and after your meeting, I would like to ask that we draft a statement of purpose for said webpage and put it out there, whether it's 3 sentences or what, maybe some bullet points, so that be careful to remain in the clear. We can show that to various people. Thanks.
You know what? Where this is a park, and it's town property. It's a park that ultimately is going to be run by Park and Rec. When you speak with Melissa, this could be something that could fall under how Park and Rec go to solicit donations. To your point, I mean, I can't think of why it wouldn't apply there. And then that way you wouldn't have to worry about doing that. That's something that Greg could work with you on. So I'd actually start there.
Sounds good.
And yes, we can draft a quick.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the nuts and bolts of it. Like, would we release, like, a press release to, if we did it that way, to Parks and Rec?
So, I won't ask for a motion, but I will suggest that you were going to work on a webpage, that the next meeting next month would be a time to show that internally. Would that be okay?
Can we circle back to this after number 4?
Sure.
Or after number 5?
Yeah. Separately, Ann and I met with Corey. Corey is a finance guy, as you know. He did very briefly. He confirmed that we can use the Rec Department's credit card system to accept donations for Pairpoint Park. Donors would either stop by the Rec Department to process the donation or pay through a webpage. The Rec Department does not currently accept e-checks. So we asked about, other societies have donations where a person gives their routing number and their account number for their bank account, and they say, I'm going to give $50. And they have the software to accommodate that. The town doesn't right now. But
paper check?
Greg is going to explore the possibility of setting that up through the credit card system. So stay tuned. This may be an option.
Can I ask briefly, can we do like Venmo and other means of, or donating?
Dev, you're breaking up. I didn't understand that statement.
Venmo and other electronic payments.
Venmo, yes. Venmo, no.
Okay.
No.
So-
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
like GoFundMe or Kickstarter? Could we do one of those instead of
Apple Pay.
using the rec department?
I'm sure we can talk about that with
Okay.
Corey. I'm sure he's open to it. And yes, we could do something like that. But
Yeah.
I'd say before, let me not promise too much. But
Yeah, I double check because there are. I think where it's a public entity. I don't know, and I don't know the answer to that. But I would seriously circle back with Corey on like a GoFundMe or something like that. I mean, I think that I'm just trying to think between the finance department and Parks and Rec. I mean, it's check, credit card,
Cash.
and I don't even know if it's cash.
Yeah, he and I talked about
Is it cash? Yeah.
I'll bring that up.
But anything like that, like I don't know if there are any laws or anything that we do,
Okay.
So I'm going to pass out something that Corey gave to Ann and me, and we can discuss it later. This is, I'm going to call it a draft. This is not for use. This is not for use. A donation acceptance form and a donation receipt. There we go. Yeah, here's this, and you have a copy. You have one.
I do.
Yeah. So look this over and send your comments to Anne, please. Now, we're all fundraising now. There is no fundraising subcommittee, but Anne is a point person.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well.
For certain things.
Yeah, for certain things, yeah. So if you think about something that we're going to do, or we would like to do, and you don't know how this form would be used, shoot a question to Anne. You can CC me.
Is that one different from this one?
Nope, back and front.
Oh,
Yeah. So the back is the receipt.
Sweet.
Yep. So that's the thank you letter that they.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to propose that Anne and I, our homework for next month is to draft a policy and present it next meeting, saying these are the donations we will accept. And when someone gives, who gets a letter, and it won't be a long policy.
right.
Ann and I, and is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you chase down the cash? I'll just
Cash
I'll just say it briefly. I had a visit with Corey about jars in various businesses.
Uh-huh.
He said it's very likely okay, but the transfer of money, it would take, probably one of us would go around and collect jars and turn the cash over to somebody in the town.
Yeah.
I don't know how cash works.
Right,
Yeah,
so if you could include
yeah.
that in your conversation, please.
Yes. Corey. Cash.
And there wouldn't be individual donors, it would just be a bunch of money in a jar.
And they wouldn't get a receipt.
No, I don't think, it wouldn't be convenient.
No.
Merchants are really good about putting jars out, and that's why I would like us to think
Well,
about it.
that's a good idea. So that is something that Ann and I will add to our policy.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. If you have any other thoughts, please send them to Ann, CC me, and you and I will meet at a time to be determined.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you
Yes.
for doing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Ann has done a lot.
I know.
I really have not.
So now let's turn this over to Amanda for the next 30 minutes. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, first, this is not electronic, so I have it printed for you,
Oh,
because we don't have it electronically somehow. So this is a 5-slide slideshow. To save paper, we printed it 4 on one page, and it came out very funky order, so just follow along as I tell you where to turn.
Oh, you have multiple copies.
It's only 5, it's not great, it's not that
like a
complicated.
Okay, well, like grade school,
Yeah.
little handouts.
So what I'd like to do is propose that we classify the park as an ecological park. It would go into the name along with Pairpoint, and it would just be a classification of kind of what type of park it is. We have ball fields, we have different types of parks. So first of all, I have it here, so I can give this one to Nico. Hold on. There we go. And sorry, Dev, I'm going to read everything and you can hear it.
Are you,
All good, thank you.
oh, good.
It's right there. So what is an ecological park? The 4 criteria are, it's a green space that takes special care of vegetation within it, protects the ecosystems that host it, and raise an awareness in the public. Without even having to think about it very much, I feel like this fits with all of the conversations we've had to date. However, going on to slide 3, how would Pairpoint Park do this? We're having native plants. That's oh, sorry, I didn't get to tell you. Yeah, flip your page just straight over.
To the
Yep,
back.
Yep, to the back.
Figure that out.
We're going to have native plants. We talked lots about runoff mitigation. We're going to have interpretive signage and lots more. So we already, in all of our conversations, are basically fitting the criteria of what an ecological park is. It's not a certification. It's not something we need to go out and prove to anybody. It's just a classification to just kind of, well, you'll see. Look at slide 4. What else does the name achieve? 1, it differentiates this park from a ball field type park or playground type park. 2, it aligns with our branding and mission. 3, it gives the town something new. 4, it gives donors a rallying point. It just clarifies what we really want to do with this space, which is all the native plants, all the interpretive signage, all the focus on making this a healthy green space for the environment.
And not having a negative impact on the surrounding.
Right. So
That's important.
if you open it up now and you look at the last slide, just to kind of give you a feel for what I was thinking, there's an empty center in this because it's something we would work on together. But just as a blank canvas, this is something that like we could imagine what would Pairpoint Ecological Park, what would that look like in branding? You know, something like this. It's still very clearly Pairpoint Park, just a classification within that of what kind of park it is. So
it could be a tree.
inside, I actually, on our next section that we're going to work on, I have, just in case, because, you know, I can't go print last second, I've given you one, and part of your homework is that you could play with drawing stuff inside if you'd like, if this is something we want to do. And if it's not, we can put a big X on it. So what goes inside is not
I'm on it.
not important for today.
Maisie's on it.
Yep.
But I would encourage.
But let's discuss whether we like this or not first.
So this is a serious statement. There are certain people here who have expertise in visual arts.
So, yeah,
So,
But we can all.
Can we lean on you a little bit more?
yeah, you
Yes.
can.
It's,
absolutely.
and
So
we'll
let's
take, We'll
discuss-
take everybody's idea.
Let's discuss the idea. Do we like Pairpoint Ecological Park? The name, classification. Let's not talk about logo.
I love it.
Sounds good. Love it.
I think it's a great idea because it sets it apart. It's a good idea because it sets it apart from all the little parks we have around here and makes it its own thing. And I think that also will, because there have been some people who've kind of say, well, what's happening, down there? When this finally comes out, I think they'll say, oh, that's, they've done something and it's worked. And it's not just saying, okay, we'll come put benches down there and you can look at the water. Yeah, so I think this is a very good approach. Good, thank you.
I'm going to play devil's advocate
Okay.
for a minute. Okay, there are various experts in our community, in our region, who are scientists, maybe even attorneys, etc. In their professional capacities, they have various takes on what ecological means. So I would like, somehow, if we're going to use the word ecological, that we vet our goals, our policies, our details, somehow with experts who know more about ecology
So-
in the big picture of ecology than any of us do.
So to make a little bit of context, this is a common thing, ecological park. And so we can also look to those other ones around the country and also in other countries to see
Right.
more about what it means. And I think that that's an important piece. We would have to define it more. That's not going to happen at this meeting. We would definitely have to define it for ourselves.
It won't happen at this meeting, but I don't want to be the, I have to keep my mouth shut. I was going to refer to a certain federal officer who's a health expert. We have people like Melissa Paley, Sarah Koff, Trevor Matteo, and you have some expertise in this too, who are really interested in the park, in the river. And so I'm not saying that we have a formal alliance with them. I don't know quite what it looks like. It'd be like if I went to my physician and said, I'm going to try a new diet. I read it on the internet, and the physician says, oh, I feel a moral, or rather ethical obligation to not be the definers of what ecological means. And like I said, I don't know operationally what that looks like, but I do, even if it's just running it by our sustainability committee, our conservation committee, our river, I want
Reassurance. Is that what you're looking
or
for?
to be sharp shot by them. You know, maybe there's some details that we've overlooked or given short shrift or.
We can approach Kristen, who's the sustainability officer.
So my question is, we don't have a park right now, we don't have a design right now, we don't know the materials that we're using. Would not all this be a parallel in conjunction with the design process?
To answer your question, it's preliminary to that, because it would have the implications, the concrete elements that would come out of such a discussion as I've tried to describe would inform the specifications to a certain extent for the architectural. and
So if we
engineering.
go back to slide 2, so close your document and go back to the first page and look at slide 2 on the right, it's the bottom right.
Yes,
So those 4 get rehashed by a subgroup.
yeah, filtered, you could say. Vetted, sharp shot, whatever
Right.
the word would be, enriched.
Right, but
All
something
of
like
those.
that, a simple definition that has been clarified by a group.
A definition and perhaps a list of attributes, things we should not do and things we ought to do.
You seem to be quite passionate about this.
Well, I am, and I've done this before. You know, developing policy and practice
So
is an
would you be
iterative process.
Would you be interested in interviewing?
Visiting with these various people?
Yeah.
Yes. I would like a colleague from the committee to check in with once in a while, so that I don't go off down the Primrose Trail.
Okay, can we circle back to that on number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I
Number
just
5 is
feel-
assignments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like,
Okay,
Good.
it's like, yeah, I think you guys get it. I'm sure you do.
Maisie looks like she has something to
Thank
say.
you.
I don't. I
Okay.
just looked up the definition of ecological. I agree with it, think it fits, but
Okay,
that's just
okay.
quick.
I'll say that
You're such a
I,
millennial.
I pulled up the dictionary.
I know, you're so good.
can you read the definition?
Relating to or concerned with the relation of living organisms to one another and to their physical surroundings. Makes sense to me.
I have a few thoughts. So initial thought was the acronym is PEP. I love that.
Oh.
Like, it's fun.
Yeah, okay,
It's like,
good thinking about
Yes.
that, because it didn't cross my mind.
when we say Pairpoint Ecological Park 100 times, we're going to start shortening it, and PEP is cool.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think my initial reaction is I think similar to Mary's in that I'm sensitive to a lot of people, organizations, whatever, calling something ecological and not really standing behind it. So I feel like if we are calling it this,
Oh, yeah.
we need to do it. We can't just call it this and then do a lot of pavement because it's easier to maintain, do a lot of non-natives because they're prettier and people want the flowers and people really like lilacs, so we should plant, like lilacs aren't native. So, we need to
We can't greenwash.
we don't want to be greenwashed.
Exactly. I
So I
100%
think,
agree.
No, I agree.
I think as long as we can stand behind the name, I love it. I love the idea of giving it an identity beyond just like
Yeah.
the waterfront park
Or
the
pocket park. I'm glad we moved away from that.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah.
And I think also just one more point is when Maisie read the definition, like we want to think about the living organisms as plants, animals, and people.
Yeah,
You know,
all
like
the
we are
relationships.
living organisms as well, and this has a lot to do with our own health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People and planet.
mental health,
Yes.
physical health,
Yes.
all of that, so.
Good point. Anyone else? So,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, this is
Go ahead, Devin.
Deb, go ahead.
okay. Yeah, I just I want to reiterate what my colleagues have said. I want to, I guess, I want to validate that the thing that I would be careful of, there's a kind of a two-edged sword. I love giving a very specific why and purpose to the park. So like everyone said, I think that will be instrumental in our ability to fundraise and define a unique identity. At the same token, I'm just sensitive to, because I don't know, but as Jen was describing, right, it will create some kind of constraints around what actually happens in the park. So the more that I hear about this, the more that I think it is really fair and important to list what some of those attributes, the do's and the don'ts are. And the last thing I was going to say is, in thinking about how the park design evolves, is, plants, animals, people, and then I'm even thinking about like how it informs the surrounding system, which means kind of the conversation that happens with the waterway and with the buildings and things around it. So I just want to keep that in mind, that it is a system in the park and extends beyond.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
Really.
All right.
Context.
So maybe we table this, let Mary and whoever else ends up working with her work on a definition, and then we come back to it at another meeting.
Who would like to work with Mary?
Well, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she's got
Maisie.
amazing.
Maisie.
She's got
Maisie.
amazing.
Good, okay. Thanks,
I'll keep her in
Maisie.
check.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, and thank you very much for volunteering.
Well, yeah, and
yeah,
I've
so-
made some good
Used
contacts
to be.
already with the Seven Rivers and
Oh.
so on and so forth.
Everybody gets one.
No, you just keep that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
I was
hand them
gonna
out.
pass it down.
Well, I don't want it to get confused, so. Maisie.
All right.
So Dev,
Do you have another one for Jen? Or,
There's a lot
Amanda's
of.
handing out a packet.
We-
It's in paper, it's not in electronic form. She'll go through it.
I'll drop one off at your house, Dev.
So it's a
Thanks.
page.
Very many pages. Okay.
yeah.
I'm just waiting to be voluntold for something.
Volunteered for something?
Voluntold.
Voluntold.
Is it,
It's when you tell someone that they're the volunteer.
it's a new one for me, I love it.
a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Shanghai,
Similar,
yeah, with benefits,
without the
duress.
um,
All right.
ethnic connotations.
So, the big thing we're here to do tonight, and I'm sorry, I had to print this off of a staff computer, and this one got flipped wrong ways, so just bear with it. So just to give you an overview first, this is a whole bunch of ideas about fundraising and education. So you'll see 6 pages that I typed up from my own ideas, Anne's ideas, and Jen's ideas, and Mary's ideas. Those are the ones that I got via email. And then Dev's was really long and really well thought out, so I just printed his separately rather than trying to embed it into the existing document
Yeah.
because it was just so long. It wasn't embeddable. So if we can start on the first 6 pages,
Okay.
And what are we calling this, Amanda?
the fundraising and educational
Go ahead.
brainstorm.
Okay,
Okay, so
Thanks.
I've separated it into various sections. So we have brainstorms about materials, brainstorms about media, about events, about swag and sponsorship, about direct asks, aka letter writing, or it could be in person, and an ambassador program, assignments and commitment, and then I put that little logo there. Again, you could just play with it. That's extremely subject to change and just for our play only. So this is just a brainstorm. What I would like everyone to do with this is to take it home, read it in depth, and the goal is to get to page 5 where it says assignments and commitment and to fill out your choices. What do you want to work on? Page 5, and the page numbers are at the top, on the top right, so that should help you.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that. Yes, I
yeah.
got that.
So I put everybody's name down. You can think about how much you want to sort of commit to leading. So I want to read that bold paragraph to you right now, and Dev can hear it as well. Each member can choose their commitment level and activities to lead. All members will be called on to help the leader as volunteers with their own activities. Choose a fundraising goal, list the type of events you would like to own to reach that goal. The group would help you put it on, but each of us will be the leader for our own activities to plan and execute. It can be events, grants, direct asks, etc. Whatever you want to work on, nobody's telling you what to do. And for an example, I put myself, these are the things that I specifically want to volunteer to do. So you can fill it out the same way.
So this would be where I would put my idea to have a dunk tank? I'm
If
kidding.
you want to lead a dunk
The same
tank.
category as a zip line.
I'll be there.
Okay, so really what this is this is the charter for all of us to be on the fundraising
Yes.
committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Will
a
we
committee
receive
that
a
is now
PDF of
fundraising.
this? PDF, digital? I'll scan it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a brainstorm draft,
Yeah.
so we don't really want an electronic copy
Understood.
circulating. Because it's a mess. And once we've done our work,
Yeah.
we'll circulate what we've landed on.
Right.
So,
Oh, I've got surplus here.
you know, I filled out what I want to start with. I sort of picked like the big things, circling back now to, because we're on number 5 essentially, number 4/5. Yes, I'm happy to work on the website, so I can add that in there. But that doesn't lead to a specific like dollar amount. So what these fundraising items are the things that I'm willing to lead that are going to actually create dollars. So think of it that way, like, yeah, Mary's going to work on coming up with a definition of what ecological would mean in case we want to go with classifying the park that way. But that's not leading to fundraising dollars. That's just another thing she's doing. So I'm happy to create the website, but it's not a direct dollar earner. These are the things that I'm willing to do as direct dollar earners. So I'm also willing to help with the posters, help with the tablecloth, all that stuff, right? And we can all be willing to do that.
Discussion.
Please. And don't forget Dev's very long list of ideas that's attached as well. So please read his lovely 6 pages for more ideas. Very well done, Dev. Thank you. Very well done, everybody who sent me things,
Yeah.
but I couldn't incorporate Dev's.
I'm very impressed.
Here's Dev's.
Thank you.
At some point, we already talked about the fundraising webpage, proposed webpage, and the education webpage are likely to be separate.
Separate.
So, are you willing to do both of
Yes,
those?
that's fine. Yeah.
So you're the innate redundancy avoider, right?
I don't know what that means, but,
It would mean that there wouldn't be duplication or contradictions.
oh, to
In
check
one
between the
to
two.
the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, that's fine.
And so are we thinking about submitting ideas for things that should be on the webpage? And I'm thinking of updates. I'm also thinking of, are the readers of the webpage going to send in questions, and then who will respond?
What do you think of maybe we do a draft and then we take comments on the draft? So,
It's, I mean, it's a commitment. It should be a lot, especially if there are responses from the public.
So
the
an
draft
education.
for feedback would be for the committee.
Yeah, no, I meant
Okay.
responses.
Yeah.
You know,
Taking
for more
public
information about what we're doing, email Amanda, like that.
Well, that would be a different task to be
Yes.
assigned.
That would
Okay.
be a different
So that's
task.
future to be
But
determined.
an educational webpage could be updated every other month, for example, maybe every quarter.
Or as a
Can you
warranty.
put the
Right.
total donation to date every month,
It can probably just be updated
a
by
chart or something?
automatically.
Or
Yep.
if things come up, it should be updated,
Mhm.
whatever. it is, yeah.
Like a bar, correct?
Yeah. Um, Please allow me to announce that Joe Stagnone has offered to donate some video footage.
It's on there too.
Yes. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Would that be a link on the webpage?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be part of an educational video. It could be part of a fundraising video.
Oh, yeah.
They could not overlap.
Cool. Thank him.
Oh, I have and I will. Yes. Joe, if you're out there, thank you very much. So, first assignment is look this over. Second assignment is sign up for an assignment and commitment. And
I think the one question people didn't ask that I anticipated was, what's the timeline on this? So, and I didn't have an answer to that. It was kind of a group discussion of like, is it January, is it March, is it like, when are we trying to hit like a first goal, right? That kind of thing.
and when do we start?
Well, I think we started yesterday, so.
Exactly.
Today.
But I just announced that we're not going to use these forms yet.
Oh, when do we
Yes.
actually start?
Yes.
Take it, yeah, I think that's a separate question.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, when do we start? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, don't start until we have an official green light at a committee meeting.
Right.
So we'll,
Yeah.
if help me, I'm trying to paraphrase where we are, or to articulate. We are to digest and get feedback to Amanda, who will field it all, on fundraising.
Not
ideas.
really, just fill out your thing. I don't need feedback on the packet.
How,
Ignore anything you don't like. Just sign up for what you want to do. This is just a brainstorm. It can go in the trash when it's done.
yeah.
Hey, man.
There are like,
So can I?
I just.
Sorry, go ahead.
Devin, there are like 29 things, just fetch a number, ways to garner money from the public. And are we going to vet those various things with each other, or is it going to be kind of a free-for-all?
I think that'll be what we talk about at our next meeting,
Okay,
exactly.
that's-
So
that's good.
from this, we end up with this page starts our next meeting.
Okay, good, thanks.
So then can you take that, like continue that thought process a little bit more? So
At our
the
next meeting, we now know what we're kind of interested in doing. We're still working on the timeline. We're still working on when do we start. We're still working on, do we all agree these are good ideas? And we're really just starting to go from the big funnel into a medium place in the funnel of, okay, Amanda wants to do this. Do we all think this is appropriate? Do we think, I don't know. We have to, like Mary said, kind of come together and kind of get the green light, go do that. We can't just decide I want to make a garden tour, go do it without anybody's approval.
Are you,
We have
so
to
are
talk
you
to the
picturing,
town.
like, if there's 8 of us, that there's 8 different at least 8
Yes.
different fundraising activities happening at the same time, sort of being led by individuals in the group?
So it could be that you want to write a grant and you want to do $1,000, you want to do one grant. And there's a very long grant list you could pick from. You want to do one presentation. You want to do 6 presentations. I don't know. What do we all kind of want to do? And then we can figure out how do those mesh together.
your
But until I
capacity?
know what you want to do.
Yeah, I think that was gonna be my question,
Yeah.
is number one, like, I wanna like the garden tour, I think
June.
sounds awesome. But that to me is like not a one person with some helpers thing. I think
So I
that's
already
a-
met with the Portsmouth Garden Club, Portsmouth Garden Tour chairperson and took extensive notes and I already have a plan. So
Okay.
I will present
Cool.
that later.
Okay.
And then,
And I guess like how this is, I just want to, I think maybe we can talk about this more next meeting, but like, I'm a little concerned that if we don't do, if the variety of things, I don't know. like-
100%.
Like, we don't want to be like selling Christmas ornaments and
Yeah,
selling
we need to
candles.
sort of
and- Like, we kind of want to have like
100%.
a cohesive.
yeah.
Completely with you.
The other
But since
side-
we can't talk about that until each person knows what they even want to do,
Yeah.
we can't talk about it now, so we got to do some homework so we can
Yeah.
talk about it next time.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, Deb, you wanted to say something and we didn't like it.
Yeah, and then I got booted out of Zoom. Something that I wanted to clarify is it sounds like I'm hearing you framing right.
Clearly.
At this next stage of the committee,
Keep going.
everyone needs. Okay. It sounds like everyone needs to commit to being a fundraiser with a dollar amount. And so that, if I'm hearing that right, that just evolves my understanding of, when I signed up for the committee, if I continue to be a part of this committee, it means the next stage of my committee membership is I am a fundraiser and I need to be willing to invest and commit my time above and beyond meetings to raising a specific dollar amount that I commit to. I just want to make sure I'm hearing that right.
What
You
else
have a
are we gonna
goal.
do?
You have a goal. It can be modest. It can be really pushing the envelope. But don't feel as though you have to do something that you don't want to do.
Well, I think it's an excellent question. What is this committee now?
Yeah.
It's
Because-
it's a fundraising.
Well,
committee.
right, so the committee is Pairpoint Park creation, right? We've done a lot of steps. We had we never even took a moment to say how much we did in the past year, but we're gonna have to send that to the select board anyway, so we'll do it that time. We did a huge amount of work, but if we want a park, we've been very clearly told by the select board we have to fundraise for it. So
It's
what else is this
one of our
committee now other
charge.
than that?
We have education to do. And maybe we can talk about it at the next meeting, because that was one of our charges, to turn our homework into you today about fundraising and educating. I think that's the term. And I think everybody has ideas about educating. I would like to see, for example, some events somehow, and a sign at the park that's updated, maybe a goal thermometer thing or something like that.
So Mary, I do have the charge pulled up. The word educate is not in it.
No, it's not.
Education and fundraising strategy.
That's on our agenda, but it's not our charge.
The charge
Committee charge.
is not, I mean, I think education and fundraising are extremely intertwined and will both be happening simultaneously, but it's not in our charge to do specific education. But it is to design, plan, and construct a public park, and we have been told by the select board in no uncertain terms that we must fundraise to do that.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
dodging that at all. I'm
Okay.
just saying that I see a need for this
Investigate
committee.
all sources of funding is also one.
I
do-
see a need for this committee to be accountable to the public and the select board about information, questions, what's happening. And the website will do part of that. And I think we need some signage. And there's a possibility that there would be, it can be coupled with fundraising, a presentation like to the Historic Society, to the Boy Scouts and so on. And I think we need to commit to keeping the public informed, because A, they deserve to have someone answer, and who else would answer those questions
I think that is
besides us?
100% covered by everything that we have to do next. It's
So-
all intertwined.
so-
We absolutely need a sign. We absolutely need, we're going to be giving lots of presentations. We're going to be going lots of places. I don't see how that's not
Okay, well,
going
let's
to
just
happen.
make that explicit, please, on our future agenda,
Okay.
please.
So I think we still haven't answered Deb's question.
Dev, do you feel as though if you partnered with someone, you might be able to share some responsibility?
Yeah, and I think what this brings up for me, and I wonder if it brings up for other current committee members, is the extent to which the requirements of our committee next are going to be fundraising. And if I feel like, oh, well, I'm not sure that I want to plan fundraising events, perhaps I can be, if that's tied to, this is the event that I'm most interested in, and I'm committed to raising X amount of money. Like when my son next to me, he's on the hockey team, he wants to fundraise for the boosters, he commits to raising $500. Like, great, I could do that. But if that's not what I'm invested in, and then if instead, as Mary's saying, I'm invested in education, and it feels like I can still be a part of the committee by supporting in events that actually feels like I'm doing education and logistics, not just fundraising. Maybe it's all mixed together for other people, but it's just kind of like a question about how do I want to spend my time, and is it still appropriate for?
So Deb, how about you submit your thoughts
They're
to
here.
Amanda?
Yeah.
No.
A long list.
No, his
Yeah.
thoughts on what he would like to commit to.
Yes.
So if he, we can decide that, Dev, you're an educator.
And I just want to clarify that it is part of the charge that was presented on day one was to investigate all sorts of funding opportunities, grants, donations, funding partners, sponsorships, et cetera. So it's not a new thing that we're evolving into, like creating this meeting. Like this has been our charge the whole time. And when we, came the first night to say we wanted to be on this committee, for 3 years.
Mr. Chair, may I say
Part of our
something?
Charge.
I'm hearing what you're saying, and everything you're saying is true and accurate as to what in the charge. And fundraising has been, even before we formed this committee, we talked about grants, we talked about fundraising, we talked about, taxpayer dollars. How do we massage all of that to make this work? This is a unique committee, and so that's why I've just been sitting here trying to absorb. And when I say unique, I mean the charge. I mean, this is, a piece of land has been donated. There were conditions to that donation, and we've been through all of that. I don't want to, I'm not trying to create any further debate, but as one of the 5 select board members that interviewed folks, I don't ever want to put a volunteer in a position where they're on a committee, but they are being asked to do something they're not comfortable doing. And while fundraising is part of the charge, I'd feel really bad if folks started to drop off the committee because they were being asked to fundraise and they're not comfortable with that. So I think that I absolutely agree with everything Amanda said. I also want to make sure that, if there are folks that are not comfortable fundraising, that we don't make them feel like they have to leave the committee, but perhaps they pick up a heavier load on some of the other stuff.
Right.
I just want to know what the other stuff is.
Right.
Education.
So Dev, circling back to you, if you could email Amanda with your ideas about what you would do.
Perfect.
I totally will. Yeah, I appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, read, that machine scan. He's got some Devin, you have some really good ideas. there.
Really excellent.
And that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
Yep.
That I think we need to continue doing in some way.
And you can use people outside of the committee, right?
100%.
I mean, there's a
should.
list of people who are very interested.
I think it's included.
So
I included it.
Oh, good. I
we're-
haven't looked.
We're upon the hour. And there is another committee meeting after this.
HTC.
At 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I believe. So, just before we adjourn, I think we've got assignments, which are, yes, email Amanda.
Well, no, you don't need to email me. Just bring this. Do not email me. Write it down and bring it for next time for discussion.
Okay?
Yeah.
Write down your thoughts.
Yeah.
And bring it for discussion. However, let's see now.
We do need to email Anne.
Email Anne with your thoughts on the donation receipt and donation acceptance form.
What
And
if we don't have any thought, if we have no thoughts, we're just not emailing?
yeah,
Yeah,
just
okay.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if
Just
we're all.
ghost
No, you're not required to, but if
Okay.
you, please spend the time to do so if you do have thoughts. Let's see.
I have a request for an agenda item for the next meeting, please. Oh, it would be what I've been trying to articulate. You can call it public relations, education, and it does tie in with the webpage. And it will overlap with the fundraising, but I think and it's a response to what Devin said and to what he presented on paper here. I think it will bear fruit.
Other takeaways?
I do have a takeaway from this as I'm trying to process it. When we need to get public support for a warrant article, that advocacy is a piece of design, plan, and construct, and is a piece of sources of funding. So if that education is in service of trying to, say you should vote for this warrant article, and it doesn't have to be explicit, but I'm just saying if that's sort of that's an easy way to dovetail that right under. There's a lot of ways to dovetail things underneath these. That's what I was trying to say.
I agree. And
So they're intricately-
Education is, and the development, further development, is an iterative and interactive process.
But it's why you should want this park.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
That has to
Right.
do with the iterations between us and the public and other,
And necessary for any town project.
Right, we always
Exactly.
have to do an education to the public of why you should, what is this warrant article? And if somebody wants it passed, why it should be passed. And that fits perfectly.
I believe that, Anne, we've said enough about the fundraising process, and we've asked for folks to give their comments. And with that, without any other business,
Mary and I are going to work on the definition of ecological,
right?
lastly.
Yes.
well, and the interaction with
Yes.
people who know about those
Yes,
things.
you're
Yes,
gonna work on
more than
that.
we know.
Anne and I are gonna work on donations policy and present it next time. And Amanda and I will meet with Corey and Melissa Roy. Any other business? Adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And remember,
My
please
phone
don't share
number?
this
Thank you
stuff
for
around.
tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.